Hello, hello, hello! How are you guys doing today? Okay, so this is my fourth attempt at the vlog. The first three times, I got like 30 seconds into the vlog and the tripod fell. The fourth time, I cannot believe this. The fourth time, I got like 25 minutes into the vlog and the tripod fell. And so I was like, okay, since I'm 25 minutes into this now, I might as well replace the battery. And then when I replace the battery, I'll have like another hour and 15 minutes on top of this 25 minutes to vlog. So I go into the kitchen, I get another battery, I put it in the camera. But every time I typically replace the battery in the camera, I go in and I delete all the old footage. So I went in and I deleted the 25 minutes of the vlog. So we're starting over from scratch. So I don't even know now what I'm gonna repeat. I mean, I like literally, like as soon as I did it, I just looked down at the phone, or down at the camera, and I just was like, I was like, what did you just do? You just filmed 25 minutes of this vlog. Oh my God, and there, see, this is how long I've been sitting here vlogging. The computer is already like shutting down. Silliness, just total silliness. I haven't actually done that in a while. I used to film videos all the time. This happened quite a bit, where I would film videos and then I would, like before I even got them on the computer, I would like delete them like off my memory card, because I was like filming. I mean, when you have 7 channels and you film on them pretty, you know, like if you film like, you know, 4 to 7 a day, it's like you're like memory card in, memory card out, memory card in, memory card out. And then you kind of like forget if you like uploaded a memory card or not. And sometimes I would like get up at the end of the day, and so this is why I keep a list. So you can see, I keep a list of all my videos, and then I cross them out. I check mark them when they're uploading. I put a dot next to the thumbnail when it's made, and I put a check and a circle when they're uploaded. Because back in the day, I would get through and I'd be like, going through my channels, and I'd be like, where's my Peterisms video? And then I would go through my downloads, and I'd be like looking through all of them, and I'd be like, it's not even on here. And I'd be like, oh my God, I never even uploaded it off that memory card, and I just filmed over it. So I haven't actually done that in a while, and I'll tell you I know exactly why it happened. Because I was talking about, I even referenced Trip to Bountiful. I was talking about what a good day today has been, and that today has just been such an awesome day. And I was like, there's a part in To Kill a Mockingbird. There's a part in Trip to Bountiful where Geraldine Page, she's saying to somebody, I think it's to the woman she's sitting next to on the bus. She says, you know how there are days that nothing goes your way, nothing goes right, but she goes, then there are other days where like everything goes your way. And she's like, why is it that it's like that sometimes? And I was referencing it that because like today, it just seemed like everything just seemed to go so smoothly. Like everything just seemed to go so smoothly. And I was saying that on the vlog, and then the tripod fell, and then I replaced the back. So I guess not everything has gone smoothly, but it is what it is, right? Okay, so I don't even know where to start this vlog now. I've talked about so many different things. I've talked about the wedding again. I've talked about what I did today. I haven't talked so much about what I did last night, but that footage is gone. So let's just start over from the beginning. Okay, let's start over from where well, first of all, see, if I say something, I'm gonna be like, did I say that? Okay, I won't remember. So anyway, right now, Alex is at dinner with 2 friends of his. These 2 women that he has been friends with. Like, would go out. It was the people that we used to that we used to go to karaoke with. Actually, one of their husbands, which was then their boyfriend, used to be in charge of the karaoke. So he's with the 2 women tonight. But he said the dinner, he actually texted me while I was vlogging the last time and said that they were wrapping things up and he would be home soon. So at that point, I thought it was going to maybe be an hour-long vlog at least. But if he comes home, it's too cold to sit outside. Oh my God, we've gone through so much. So last I checked, it was 37 degrees outside. So it's currently, let's see what time, hold on a second, let's see what time it is. Now it's like 8, okay, it's 8:42. It was 37 the last time we checked, and there was a winter storm. So let's see what time it is now, or what temperature it is now. Oh, it's still 37. It's 37 degrees. And there is a winter storm coming to Indianapolis. So let me read you the, oh, I've got so many reading glasses. I just put on the different ones. These are so dirty. Winter storm watch, 7 a.m. Eastern time Sunday to 7 p.m. Eastern time Monday. Winter storm watch in effect from Sunday morning through Monday evening. Heavy winter precipitation expected. High probability of snow amounts of 6 inches or more, with potential for significant accumulations of sleet and freezing rain across southern portions of central Indiana. So please stay safe. That goes into all day Monday. So somebody said, I don't know what video it was, but somebody said that they're a school teacher and they're like hoping for like snow days on Monday, even though they just had 2 weeks off. So anyway, Alex is at dinner. When he is on his way home, I will be stopping the vlog because it's cold outside. It's like, well, I mean, if he would come home in like the next 15 minutes, I would take it outside. I would listen. We'd be rumbling with the wind together out there, the cold and the wind together, because I'm not going to do just a 20-minute vlog. But so he's at dinner with his 2 friends, but they, like, one has 4 kids, the other one has 2 kids, and so he said he was like, it's not going to be a late evening. Okay, so let's start at when I woke up today. So last night I took a nap. I took a very, very long nap. Alex actually took a nap with me last night, which is strange because he never does. He's like, if I'm gonna take a nap, I'm just gonna go to bed. He took a nap, and I actually I thought he was gonna end up just saying he was gonna sleep through the night, but he didn't. He got up and like watched the Avicii documentary. He was like, do you wanna watch it together? I was watching, well, we'll get to last night in a second, but I was watching something else. So I was like, no, let me know if it's good. He didn't really say one way or the other. I think he went to bed before it was even over last night. But anyway, he was watching that and eating potato chips and stuff like that. So that was last night. But we took a nap, and when I got up from my nap, I felt really, really shaky. I was just like, the anxiety was just like rolling through me. And so today I had a therapy appointment at 2 o'clock scheduled. And I was like, I stayed up last night till about, I think I stayed up till about 5:30 last night, and I had a hard time falling asleep last night. I didn't get tons of sleep. And so I thought for sure when I woke up today, I was just going to be like, I just felt like I was going to be like trembling. I mean, it's literally like I'm like this, but you can't, I mean, my hands aren't moving at all. It just feels like on the inside, all over my body. And so I thought for sure, because last night when I woke up from my nap, I felt like that. And it's about 2.5, 3 hours that it takes for it to go away. And so because I timed it the other night, and then like last night I looked again when I got up from my nap, and it was close to 3 hours last night. About 2.5 hours, I started feeling a little bit better, and by 3 hours, it was kind of completely gone. So I was like, I'm sure when I wake up today, because I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll wake up and then I'll film some videos, and then I'll like have 2 or 3 videos done before I do my, before I have my therapist appointment. And then after I have my therapy appointment, then I can film like 1 or 2 more videos. That had been my plan last night. Okay, last night, other than the 2 to 3 hours after my nap, like before it and afterwards, and even during the fact that I felt that way. So part of it is that when I get up and I'm feeling that way, like I don't necessarily want to sit on camera when I feel like I'm coming out of my skin and film like a drama video flipping a fan. I just don't, you know? I like to feel a little bit more, you know, stable-minded before I get on it and I film. Who's texting me now? This is my husband. Hold on a second. Oh, it's he said that one of the girls' husbands offered to, he wants us to come over because he offered to like cook for us. He wants to have us over and cook. This was the one that used to run the karaoke. So that will be some night in the future that we will be going over and doing that. But like when I get up and I'm feeling like all like shaky and I have a headache and stuff, like I don't want to sit down and film videos, which is why I've been like waiting until like later in the day sometimes to film videos. And then by the time I get started, like it's like 2 hours out from when Alex is going to get home, and I like him to be able to relax and stuff like that. I mean, he doesn't really care like if he goes upstairs and I film down here or vice versa, but it's like I like to kind of have all that done by the time he walks in the door, you know? So last night, just filming the vlog yesterday, I read a lot last night. I read for like an hour and a half. After I got up from my nap, I like calmed myself down, did some stuff, and just did some prayers and meditation, some breathing exercises. It's like, I mean, it helps. It doesn't help greatly. I drank some herbal tea, sat outside for a second because it was like cool outside and kind of like made me feel a little refreshed. But I read for a long time last night. I took a long nap last night. Alex and I took like, I I think I took like a 3-hour nap. I mean, I slept so deep and I was so cozy and comfy with him. And I watched all these shows last night. I like really wanted to keep on, well, I'll talk about last night. But anyway, I did so much self-care last night. And it wasn't like deliberate self-care. It wasn't like, okay, you're going to do self-care. It was just like, I did last night things that made me happy. And I felt, other than when I woke up from my nap, but this is the other thing. I'm kind of used to it now that when I wake up, that's how I feel. So it's not like it's going to stop me from watching a show or reading a book. That's just kind of how I feel. I don't necessarily love to film videos while I'm feeling that way. I don't feel comfortable doing that. So anyway, but I did so much self-care last night. So when I woke up today, I was like, I'm sure I'm going to wake up feeling shaky again, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, I want to get up with enough time to kind of like feel centered before I go into therapy at 2 o'clock and all that kind of stuff. So Alex like went to work today. So he left here about 9:30. And so he left at 9:30 and he wasn't going to stay at work like the whole day because like not everybody's going into work today, just him and like a couple of other people. And he was like, but I want to get a bunch of stuff done. That way I'll be like ahead of things and whatever. And so he was like, hey, I might come home like right after your therapy appointment. And I was like, okay. So, cause he was like, you know, I'll be gone while you're doing your therapy appointment. Then you can feel free to like, you know, have your therapy appointment, whatever. And I was like, okay. So my therapy appointment was from 2 to 3. Well, right after he left, it was like 15 minutes later, I was having such a hard time falling back asleep. And I like was facing like this way, like where Alex sleeps. And I was like facing that way. And so my phone, I always have like the notifications, like it's always on silent or whatever, you know, whatever it's called. But like if somebody texts me right now, I can usually like, if it's on the charger, I can hear it. It doesn't bang or anything like that, but it just goes, like, you can hear it, like, come through, like that. And so, like, it was total silence in there other than the fan, so I heard it. And so I rolled over, I was like, who is texting me this early? Well, it's my therapist, and he is sick. And so he was like, I'm really sorry, but I'm gonna have to cancel today, and, you know, on and on and on. And I really wanted therapy today, but I also, to be honest with you, I was like, I kind of wanted to film a bunch of videos. So I was like, okay, well, this kind of works, you know, whatever. Plus, I do not love having therapy sessions individual, like on the same week as when we have marriage counseling sessions, because we have a marriage counseling session tomorrow. Well, we don't anymore because so I'll get to that in a second. But anyway, so I don't love having marriage counseling individual sessions like on the same week. I like to rotate them. So I have like an individual session one week and then like a marriage counseling session the next week. Anyway, I know it's stupid, but that's how I like it. So anyway, so I was like texting with him. I said, oh, don't worry about it. You know, I hope you feel better, blah, blah, blah. And so we were like rescheduling for like when we could reschedule that session and stuff like that. And then, he was like, well, look at these dates and whatever. And I said, okay, when I get up, I'll like look at these dates. And I fell back asleep. And so, he was like going to the doctor or something like that. And so he was like, just let me know later, like look at these dates and whatever. And I said, okay. And so I like went back to sleep. And so then I like woke up. I don't even remember what time I woke up. Between like 12:30 and 1. And when I woke up, I was like, I felt so good. It was the weirdest thing, you guys. Like, I literally, like, I laid there in bed and I held up my hand. I always hold up my hand even though it doesn't shake. It feels like it's like this, but it's like totally still. I don't even know why I do it. Like, hold up my hand and look at it. Because it's like, it almost like, it feels weird that it's not shaking. But anyway, so I held up my hand because I was like, it was like everywhere. I just felt completely normal. Like, I wasn't shaking. I didn't feel shaky at all. I didn't have a headache. I felt great. I mean, I physically felt great when I woke up today. And I was like, oh my God. And I don't know if it's from like the 3-hour long, I mean, I slept deep last night. I mean, deep last night. I woke up and was telling Alex about some dream I had. He was asking me about it later. And I was like, I was still half asleep when I was telling you about that dream that I had. But anyway, and I didn't like sleep great today at all. And I had a hard time falling asleep. So I don't know why. But I have felt great all day today. I would have loved to have had my therapy session, but unfortunately he was sick. So, you know, I think talking about the wedding and stuff yesterday really, really helped. I also think that doing the self-care last night, so I like went into 2025 and there was like a lot of things that I was like, well, not a lot. There's like a lot of things I'm focusing on 2025. There's like 10 things, and they're all like, I talked about this yesterday. They're all like real positive things. And then there's like 3 or 4 things that I'm leaving in 2024, you know, and like fear and control and things like that. And it's funny because like I really challenged myself kind of on it last night. Just little things of like where the OCD wants to like, you know, come in and like take over. And I was just like resistant to it last night. And I felt very empowered doing that. And I just, you know, last night, I just was like, I didn't spend a lot of time on the phone. I just was like, I'm going to do what I want to do tonight. I'm going to watch my shows. I'm going to relax. I had such a good night last night. I just kind of did what made me happy. I didn't do like a lot of laundry. I didn't clean up around the house a lot. I just kind of watched shows, took naps. I read for a really long time. I read for like an hour and a half last night. There's 3 books that I'm trying to finish right now. And so I just sat over there and I like read and stuff like that. I had such a good night last night. And I think like the self-care, I don't know, like I feel like when I talk about self-care, like I need to know what that means. Like for me, like walking, like you're going to walk and that's self-care, or take a bath, or which we don't even have, our bath doesn't even work, but like do face masks or, you know, do meditation, you know, whatever. But it's like, I think maybe for me, self-care is focusing on the positive, which is the things that make me happy. And last night I did that. My tooth is still hurting a little bit. But I think it really, really paid off because I woke up today and I was like in a completely, like, I don't know, I just felt great. And I have to be honest with you, my first thought was, I was like, well, maybe I just will film my vlog today and I'll take the day off and I won't film any other videos, because yesterday I just filmed my vlog and, you know, and I just took the rest of the day just doing what made me happy. I mean, I got the vlog done early yesterday. And so yesterday I started watching RuPaul's Drag Race UK. I really wanted to start watching Missing You, the new Harlan Coben show, but I think I'm going to watch it start watching it tonight because I was trying to finish Heartstopper as well. I just watched a lot of stuff. I read a lot yesterday. I listened to audiobooks. I just, like, yesterday, I don't know, I just listened to music yesterday. I laid in bed and listened to some music. I don't know, I just felt very relaxed yesterday. Very, very relaxed. And so my initial plan when I got up was that I was like, okay, well maybe, I'd gone into today thinking I was going to film like a bunch of videos. But I was like, maybe I'll just take the day off and I'll just vlog. I do want to say one thing about the tooth thing. The reason why, when Alex said, maybe, because people were like, a couple people said, why would you be resistant to getting your tooth pulled? My husband's not a dentist. I don't know if you know that, but my husband's not a dentist. He's not a DDS. So when he looked at me and said, well, we can get you an appointment to have your tooth pulled on Friday, the reason why I looked at him and I said, no, we're not doing that, or laughed, or whatever, is because it's like, how do you even know that that's what needs to happen? I don't know that that's what needs to happen, okay? I just had a deep cleaning like 2 weeks ago. There was nothing wrong. So unless something has massively shifted in my teeth, there was nothing wrong. I had decay on my tooth and I have a dental appointment coming up for that. So that's what I was saying about the tooth. Like when Alex was like, we can go in on Friday. I was like, no, we're not doing the tooth pulling on Friday. I mean, I'm not like, I mean, that would be something I would have to discuss with my periodontist and my dentist. Like, what's going on and all this. Now Mel's texting me. Hold on a second. What'd she say? Oh, shoot. She has finished the first Alex Cross book. She's trying to beat me on this James Patterson readathon. Yay, Mel. But that's why I was saying that. It's like, Alex was like, oh, your tooth hurts. Well, like, let's schedule an appointment. I'm sure you have to have it pulled. I'm like, I'm not sure that that's what's going on now. I mean, anyway, so we'll figure it out because I have a dentist appointment coming up. But anyway, but I wanted to say this. Now Alex is texting me. What's he saying? He's loved that I said, okay, babe. Nobody texts me throughout the day at all. Never. My phone, nobody calls me, nobody texts me. But I'm like with Tanya, and it's like people start texting me and calling me like crazy. If I'm vlogging, people are calling me and texting like crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, so that was my plan when I got up today. Now, I want to say something about my vlog from yesterday, where I talked about my experience going to the wedding, okay? I got done with that vlog, and I was apprehensive about posting it. It wasn't like I wasn't going to post it, but I just was a little apprehensive about it. I think that, okay, I'm just going to share my experience. When you have things that you struggle with, like OCD or social anxiety or being a non-drinker in a drinking situation, which a wedding is a drinking situation, you know? When you're in a situation like that, you already kind of feel like the outsider. But then when you're telling people later that don't get it because they don't like walk in your shoes or they relate to it or whatever, you know, like I've had people say to me things like, not about the wedding, I'm just going to use that as an example, but people might later say things to me like, I mean, you're complaining about a wedding. Like, I wasn't complaining about it. I was just sharing what my experience was like as somebody having social anxiety and other things going to an event. But like somebody might say that, right? Like, you're complaining, like, at least you had a nice wedding to go to. It was a beautiful wedding. I had a fantastic time. It was fun being there. I just wasn't myself. I wasn't. It was funny because somebody said, I could tell that you weren't enjoying yourself at the wedding because you were posting a bunch on Instagram. I really didn't at the wedding. I was like thinking back on that. I was like, did I? I posted like this, like, it was like during this like break in between things. And I like posted these 3 pictures of Marvis Big Teeth, Stumbling of the Squirrel, and Betty and Bean, the 4 rescue animals I love the most, and like thanked them. That was like the one thing I posted other than the Pacemates doing one of their like routines. Other than that, I don't think I posted a lot. Like, when I got back to the room, oh my, I was posting like crazy. Laying in bed on the Instagram. I had fun doing that. But no, I was pretty present for the wedding. I had a good time at the wedding. That's what I was kind of trying to explain, was that I just didn't, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I think, I just don't want to get into everything all over again, but I just am really, like, grieving Boo Radley is coming out, like, in every area of my life. I mean, it is really heavy on me. It is really, really heavy on me. And, it infiltrates every area of my life in a way that I didn't really expect to still be dealing with at 2 months. But I also think it's like a lot of you said, it's all the things that I went through in the last couple years. And I think Boo Radley was kind of the end of an era, and therefore I was forced to kind of revisit everything that had happened throughout those eras. A lot of things I've shared online, a lot of things you guys don't even know about, because there are things that have to do with people that I've never talked about on camera, or things that have happened to me in my life that I've never shared, you know, stuff to do with inventory that I've never talked about and whatever. And so I think that the last 2 months is me revisiting the last 10 years of my life, you know, and I think that's where a lot of this is coming from. But I was really apprehensive, and I just want to say this too about that comment about the pictures on Instagram. I didn't take any offense to that at all. It would make total sense if I was at the wedding and I was posting pictures. But I was like, when I got the comment, I was like, was I posting? Maybe, I don't know, maybe I posted more than I usually do, you know? But no, I mean, the wedding was beautiful. I had a great time. But I think part of the problem is, like, I think my apprehension came in. I was afraid that there might be some comments from people that would be like, you know, like, okay, I understand that you deal with like social anxiety and whatever, but like, this was a beautiful wedding. Why couldn't you just enjoy yourself? I think that's like a statement from somebody that has never dealt with it before, dealt with any kind of like those issues where you struggle and like in you know, big settings and environments like that. And so it was like, I was a little worried that me sharing what my experience was like as a person with social anxiety, and I didn't even really get into this in my vlog yesterday, but also as a person with OCD, because what happens is when the social anxiety kicks in, so does the OCD. I mean, I can feel it. I can be at a dining room table, okay, like at like the wedding, and I can start wanting to organize stuff because I can feel, and I have to resist against it. So it's not just like the social anxiety just exists and makes me uncomfortable. It's like then kicks in the OCD, and then it's like all this stuff's going on, right? And it's like, how do you enjoy yourself in a situation like that? When you got people coming up to you at the same time being like, are you okay? You just don't seem yourself, you know? And I'm like, I don't really know how to explain it to you. I kind of walked in there just kind of knowing that like I was just down. I was down. I was down about Boo Radley. I was down about a lot, but I was excited to be there, and I was really trying hard, you know? And so when I did the vlog yesterday, I was really apprehensive about posting it. I really was. I mean, I was going to post it. I knew I was, but I was like, I don't know what I'm going to receive on this. Okay, this is the magic of you guys out there that watch my vlog. The comments that I got from people, First of all, there were comments from people, so many people that said, I totally relate to what you experienced at that. That made me feel so safe sharing what I shared. I mean, so many people were like, oh, I've experienced this. I've gone through exactly what you went through. Like, yes, I totally get what you're saying. It made me feel so safe. You know, it was funny because how people get it in different ways. Like some people said, like, you know, I totally know how you feel. Like I feel really like awkward in situations like that too. There was that awkwardness. Then there was like Mare, who's like, you know, I've shouted out her channel and stuff, and she DMs me a lot. And she said, oh, I was just talking, she said she did a live stream, and she said, I was just talking my live stream about if Peter and I were at a party, we'd be like the two in the corner laughing, you know? That's who I am with social anxiety. I cling to like one person. Like I met her cousin, the bride's cousin at this wedding, who was like my age, and we like knew all these people, and we just were joking and laughing. Like I cling to like one person. There's always like, at any event I go to, there's always like one new friend that I've made, like one new best friend, you know? And that's who I am. Like, in that moment, I still have a good time, but maybe my good time doesn't look like everybody else's good time. So when I got so many comments on my vlog, I think that's an important statement. My good time does not look like everybody else's good time. And that's okay. I think that's what I was really trying to say in the vlog yesterday is like, I feel like for a very, very long time, like I have felt like Alex is so good with all this because he gets it. Like he totally gets it, you know? And so like, he doesn't bombard me like over and over and over again. Like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? I mean, he knows with me, like, you know, we've got a certain language you use, we have words, you know, whatever. And so like with both of us and both of our stuff, you know, like if we're, you know, struggling in one way or the other or whatever, that we like check in with each other. And I think that's really like something that's definitely come from marriage counseling, but I think something that's really like important to have as couples where you can support each other and things like that. You know, like, you know, Alex has his own stuff, and when we're in places and like, you know, I don't want to ask him the same question, like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? It drives me crazy. I know it would drive him crazy to ask that 10 times. So we've developed words and languages that we use, you know? So Alex knows that when, like, he'll come over and be like, babe, do you need anything? I'm like, no, babe, I'm good. Go have fun. You know, he knows that means Peter's okay. Peter's enjoying himself the way he is. But then that also is dependent on the fact that I need to then say to Alex, if I'm not doing okay, babe, I'm not doing okay. I need to go. You know, and then he trusts that. But that's trust. We talk about trust in relationships. That's trust in communication, right? And then if like, you know, whatever the situation is, you know, whichever one, you know, is in the situation, we both got our stuff. But I think that that's an important statement is that I can have a really great time. My great time might not look like somebody else's. I can have a great time sitting in the same spot, you know, where everybody else is moving all over the place for 6 hours, and I can just drink, you know, a couple Diet Cokes and just be sitting there having a blast. I can, by myself, you know? And I think that that's so confusing to people. They don't understand that. You know, it's like, I don't know, it's like they don't really get it. But for me, it makes total sense. There was a point in my life where I didn't even understand that about myself. And I think because so many people will constantly ask me, like, are you okay? What's wrong? You seem upset. You seem pissed off. You seem sad. Did something happen? Did somebody say something? Like, I feel like I've heard those. Like, I don't care if I'm at a birthday party, okay? If I don't have a big enough smile on my face, you know what I'm saying? It's like, then people are like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm totally fine. Like, I'm good, you know? My good time looks different than somebody else's. And I think, like, asking somebody, you know, one time, you know, because who wants to break out at a wedding or a birthday party and be like, well, here's the situation. Let me do a stand-up announcement to everybody here. So I'm Peter Monn, and I have social anxiety. I also have OCD. I'm also a recovering alcoholic and addict, you know. Oh, by the way, I'm gay. You know, and like go through all the issues. And then, okay, I'm going to pass to Alex, and Alex can go, well, I'm gay too. You know, I'm not in recovery. Here's all my issues, you know, and then pass it to Judy Smith, and Judy Smith will go, well, here are my issues. I mean, who wants to do that, you know? And so I think it's like, I don't know, just accept the fact that people can have fun the way they want to, and that looks different to each person, you know? But like I said, I was apprehensive to post the vlog a little bit yesterday, but when I started reading the comments, there were so many comments from so many people. I forgot to tell you, I already lit the candle. The last 20, we're coming up in the next, where are we at? I feel like we're at like, almost like, oh, we're past 29 minutes. Oh my God, and the camera made it and everything, but I lit the candle. Did I tell you guys that? I don't want to show you. Well, here. If I show it, I'll pour on top. It's been technologically, it's been a mess today, but everything else has been great. So I just want to say thank you for providing such a safe space for me. I was able to share what was going on, and there were so many people that said, oh, I totally relate to what you're going through. Like, I relate to the same thing. And then there were other people that said things like, you know, my partner, or my, you know, the battery stopped. There were other people that said, like, my partner, my husband, my wife, my boyfriend, girlfriend, son, daughter, you know, friend, whatever, experiences social anxiety as well. And I got not just comments, but direct messages about this. And you explaining what it's like for you really, really helped me understand what they go through in situations like that, and also how to speak to them. I think the question you have to ask them is, what do you want me to say to you in a situation like that? And don't accept, I don't know. Like, that's, I mean, maybe like not in the moment, have that conversation, like maybe like, you know, 2 days before you go to an event. But like, if you're feeling like a little weird, like what, you know, maybe not use the word weird, but if you're feeling a little, you know, anxious or whatever, awkward, like what's something that I can say to you to like just check in, you know? We have all those words. Alex and I have all those words, you know, for his stuff and my stuff. And I think it's important. That's the trust of having a supportive partner in a relationship, you know? But I just want to say thank you. There were also people that were like, I mean, there were people that related to it. There were people like, I did not understand this. Thank you so much for explaining it to me. There were people that said that they had people in their life that were like that. It just was so accepting and loving. And I'm so grateful for that I have a safe place to come and share. I don't know why yesterday's vlog, I got done with yesterday's vlog and I just was like, I don't know, like and maybe that's why, part of why I feel so good today. I don't know, was that I just kind of like shared, you know, how it was for me. But I think like, I don't know, like I don't know what I expected to get from the comments, you know? I think like I've shared this before. I've had people in my life before, like with the OCD thing. When I've explained, you know, the person, like, there have been some friends of mine, I've shared this story before, but like there have been friends of mine that have been so supportive of the social anxiety thing. You know, YouTube has really, really helped me with social anxiety by getting on here and like just sharing parts of my life. Like being able to talk to a camera is not something I could have done 15 years ago. This has been so helpful. But I can remember, like our friend Erin has a Halloween party every year. She didn't have it this year because she was going to a wedding and was doing bridal showers and stuff like that. But she and her husband, well, she had it before she met her husband, Eric. And so, which, you know, I hooked them up together. I didn't hook them up, but like I set them up together. Long story. Anyway, Aaron saw him at a conference and I had worked with them and whatever. But anyway, so she had this Halloween party forever. Well, Alex would go, but I wouldn't go to the Halloween party. And Melissa and Aaron are really close. And so Melissa said to me one time something about, well, like, you know, Aaron doesn't understand why you, I mean, I'm so thankful to Melissa for even having this conversation with me. She provides, I mean, I think we need to normalize providing safe places for people to share their stories, you know? And I'll never forget that conversation with Melissa. And she said, you know, Aaron's like really hurt. You never come to her Halloween party. She thinks that, you know, like you're not interested in it or whatever. And that was like really the first person I'd ever opened up to. I mean, a little bit to Alex, but like not even on the level that I did to Melissa then. And I said, you know, no, it's about, and I mean, I've shared this story over here so many times. I said, you know, I have like social anxiety and it's really hard for me to go. And she said, have you told Aaron that? And I said, no. She goes, I think that Aaron would be really understanding if you told her that. And Melissa was really the one that pushed me to have that conversation with Aaron. And then I talked to Aaron. And Aaron said, okay. She goes, well, if you don't want to come, I understand that. She goes, but if you want to come, and there's anything that I can do that would make that easier for you, like coming early, being the first one here, whatever. And I was like, okay, well, let's try this. And so we did. And I was like one of the first people there. I remember standing in the kitchen with my back up against her sink. And I just had a blast that night, you know? I just had an absolute blast. And so for me, it's also pushing through it sometimes. I think that I got so cocooned in the safety of this home that I never challenged myself, you know, to leave and go out to you know, challenge the social anxiety. I never did that. And so it was always like very scary to me to go and do that. But like that Halloween party was the first thing. And I can remember coming home, like I had seen people I hadn't seen in years. And when I came home, like talking, I can see us in the car on the way home and Alex being like, I said, oh my God, I had such a good time. Like, you know, I can't wait to go see these people again, blah, 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 whatever. It was so much fun, right? But I've had people in my life, especially since talking about OCD, not really people that I'm real close with. I wouldn't say nobody that like I would, you know, that you guys have heard about as one of my closest friends, but I've had people in my life that I'm not super close with that will say things that notice like my OCD traits back when I was practicing my rituals regularly. That would say things like not really, like that were not cute at all. You know, like, oh, are you going to do that? Like making kind of fun out of it. I don't know where we think it's cute to make fun of people's mental health issues. Like, I think that's sick. And then what it made me feel was ashamed for my OCD ritual, which, I just want to say this, okay? When you have an OCD ritual that you're trying to hide from the world anyway, for somebody to notice it and then make you feel ashamed for it when you already feel weird as shit inside your head, and then somebody notices it, I mean, it was nobody that I knew. Like, everybody that in my friend group, you know, Alex, Caroline, Tanya, everybody was so fantastic with all of that when I explained it to them, you know? I mean, it was people that I didn't really know that well, but when somebody would make a statement, like makes a statement like that, and it was one person that, like a friend of mine from like 30 years. It was anyway, but that one person did say something. But when you already feel ashamed about something like that, ask questions. You know, I think this is the thing. We don't live in a world anymore where we feel comfortable asking questions. I don't think if somebody said to me, I mean, Alex asked a lot of questions because Alex wanted to understand. He wanted to understand so he could be helpful to me. You know, Tanya and Caroline were the same way. I mean, Tanya already knew so much about OCD and social anxiety and anxiety. I mean, listen, you know, you're around the rooms of recovery long enough, you're going to hear a little bit of everything. So she already knew a lot about it. Alex, not so much about the OCD stuff. And so when I started talking to him about it, he had a lot of questions, you know? And I think that one of the questions that he really wanted to know was, how can I ask you, like, how I can help? That's not offensive to you. Like, I think that's one of the things that we live in a world where we're afraid to ask. Like, we'll make fun of somebody for some shit behind their back all day long, okay? For some, you know, mental health stuff or whatever. But we won't ask them questions to understand it better. Like, explain to me why you've walked up and down this hallway 4 times, you know, or why you've done that. Can you explain to me? That's why I said when I was watching Heartstopper the other day, and Charlie says in Heartstopper, he's talking about his eating disorder, but he's also talking about OCD. And he says in there that, these thoughts that he has in his head, I don't know, it doesn't feel like to me a voice. It just feels like I know it. I don't know how to explain it. But that tell him that if he doesn't do things, he has rules, okay? Which I would call rituals. But he has rules. And if you don't do things a certain way, then something bad will happen. And I love when the doctor says something to him like, what? Like, what bad will happen? And he goes, I don't know, just something bad. That is totally how it feels to me. 100%. Okay? So it's like literally when you start working on getting rid of your OCD rituals, it's literally like stepping off a ledge and having no idea if there is, like, you don't look down, you can't look down, and you have no idea if there's a net to catch you or not. Like, that's how it feels. Like, I don't know what that is gonna happen. And then every single hour of every single day of every single minute, you're constantly challenged on that, you know? And it's tough. And then to have somebody on top of you, like, I mean, I can't even tell you how many times I've said to my therapist, this is crazy. Like, I feel like I'm crazy. These things, these OCD rituals that I've worked through, you know, like, they don't make any sense. Like, if I told you, you know, like, okay, having to walk up the stairs a certain way. I always have to step on, like, a certain foot and walk up a certain way. And, you know, like, if I did that and then I had to count, I had to skip steps and whatever. Like, as I'm telling him this, like, and I already know this because this is like one of my big rules, right? Like, as I'm telling him this, I'm saying to him, like, I know this sounds crazy, that if I don't walk up this staircase, there's something in the world, in the universe, okay, that is saying, Peter didn't walk up those staircases, and now something bad is going to happen as a result of that. What bad? I don't know, but something bad. It's all a control mechanism, right? When you already feel like you're crazy, okay, for having this stuff in your head, social anxiety makes you feel like you're crazy too. You know, all of these isms that we all have. I mean, I can't tell you how many times as being in recovery I felt like I was crazy because I'm not normal like everybody else. You feel like you're crazy, and then you have somebody shame you on top of that for that. You have somebody put you down for what you already feel like you don't even understand yourself. Like, that's cruel. Like, that's real cruel. I don't understand that. So, I don't know what I was, like, I didn't think I would get mean comments. That's not what I was worried about when I did the post of the vlog. I was never worried about getting mean comments. I just thought that I would get some people that be like, oh, I'm kind of sad that you didn't like, you know, enjoy the wedding because it looked like such a beautiful wedding. Like, that's a nice comment, right? But that's also a comment from a point of view of somebody that truly does not walk in my shoes or understand it. And that's no offense to anybody. And I don't know if that comment's been left up there, so that's not pointed at anybody. I stopped reading comments late last night, so I don't know if anybody left that comment. Nobody had as of when I stopped reading comments. So that's not pointed at any person. But I just want to say, that's a really nice comment, right? But that's obviously from somebody that doesn't get it. Like, I enjoyed the wedding. This is just what I experienced from my point of view. Oh my God, the tripod fell. So it's not like I didn't enjoy the wedding. I just enjoyed it a different way, you know? And I didn't know if I really explained that well enough over here. I don't know. But I just want to say, I'm so grateful for you guys. Like, you guys give me such a safe place to land and share what's going on with me. And I really, really appreciate it. I got done with the vlog yesterday. I was uploading. When did I post it? It was uploading and then I laid down because we laid down early last night. And then when I got up, I can't remember what time I got up. Anyway, my time's all switched around. But when I got up is when I posted the vlog. And then I looked like an hour after the vlog was posted and I read the comments. And the comments were really sweet and they were really kind and they were really supportive. And there were people that were like, thank you for sharing this. I mean, I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know. It just really meant a lot to me, you know? And I just want to say thank you. And I really, really appreciate it. I think reading those comments, and then last night I just kind of like, I read a little bit, and then I kind of like just put my phone down, well, I read the comments, put my phone down. I was reading books. I'm reading Go Ask Alice. I'm trying to finish Go Ask Alice, Milk and Honey, and Maximum Ride. So those are the 3 books I'm trying to finish this week. Then we're getting into some new stuff. But anyway, I was reading those last night, and I just felt so content. And then I finished Heartstopper season 3. It just kind of seemed to end. Does anybody know that's watched the Heartstopper show? Does anybody know like how it like fits to the graphic novels? Does anybody have any idea? Because when I was watching it last night, I was like, does it end where the last book ends? Now, Alice Oseman, the author, I don't know if you know this, but she was supposed to finish it off the 5th book. Like, the 5th book was the last one. But she came out and said she was going to write a 6th one. And the 6th one was going to be about college. About their experience, like Charlie going to college, Nick going to college. So, I don't know what graphic novel the show is on right now. But I feel like it's, like, I feel like this season combined, like, 2 graphic novels together. Or maybe 3 even. I don't know. But it seemed like there was a lot that happened in this season. It was good, but it just kind of like ended all of a sudden. I mean, I remember the whole scene at the end of the graphic novel and everything. I just don't remember which, I mean, it's been a long time since I've read those. But then when I got done with those, so that was like, I thought it was like further along than I was. So I had episode 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I had 5 episodes to watch, they're half an hour each. So I had 2.5 hours to watch. Then I was watching RuPaul's Drag Race UK, and I watched the first 3 episodes of that. So by then, I wanted to watch Missing You on Netflix. People were messaging me about it. How they were like, everybody was like, Mare and some other people were like, it starts off so bizarre, but then it gets so good. And so I was like, damn, I really want to watch this. But I also knew if I started, it's a new Harlan Coben show on Netflix. I thought I had watched more Harlan Coben shows than I had. But I was like, if you start this, you're going to want to stay up all night and watch it. So tonight, I'm going to watch RuPaul's Drag Race. But I think I'm also going to try to start the Missing You show. Okay, so I'll tell you the 3 Harlan Coben shows I've watched so far. Because I looked last night. I've only seen 3 of them. So I'm ranking them in order. Okay, so the first one that I have listed, well, in order. Number 1, The Stranger was my favorite so far. Number 2, Fool Me Once. And number 3, Safe. So that's the order. And I don't even remember which one's which now. But Missing You is now on Netflix. It just came out the other night. So there's all kinds. Did he text me again? Is he on his way home? What did he text me? Hold on a second. Oh, my sponsor texted me. She's so hilarious. Okay. So yeah, tonight I'm going to watch RuPaul's Drag Race. when I get done with this vlog, I'm going to render this vlog and start getting it uploaded. I'll upload it on my phone, so hopefully it's up before midnight. Render this vlog, get this up, and then I am going to, I don't know, eat a little bit of something. I haven't eaten anything today. And then watch RuPaul's Drag Race UK, the 6th season I'm on. I guess I have the 6th season, and then I have RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under the last season, and also Canada. One of them's currently on, and I never watched the global one with Alyssa Edwards. So I want to watch. That's 4 RuPaul's Drag Races that I have to watch. And then the new one, oh, I think it starts tomorrow night. The new RuPaul's Drag Race tomorrow night. So excited about that. Traitors. When does Traitors start? Hold on, let's look it up. When does the new Traitors start? January 9th, so it doesn't start until next Thursday. Is that next Thursday? Next Wednesday? I think it's next Thursday. Traitors, I'm so excited about that. Okay, so that's next week. And then, oh, did I talk about my day today? Okay, so when I woke up today, I was like, I think I'm just gonna film my vlog and just like relax and stuff like that. So I was like reading the book over there, and I was just like, okay, I can't do this, and so I gotta do something. So the tripod thing came. Was this the last video? Have I already talked about this? I don't know if I already talked about this or not, or if this is going over into my 25 minutes of lost footage. Anyway, the tripod came with a bunch of other like Amazon packages. So I was like, oh, well, everybody, I think this will be a fun like unboxing to just show my new tripod. Which I like, the new tripod. See, now I'm like, okay, I don't know if I've talked about it in this vlog or if I just talked about it in the last vlog. So the problem with the tripod is this. So I bought this new tripod. It was like $25. So thankfully it wasn't too expensive. When I brought it down here, to have it on this table, it's like the lowest it'll go is so high that it's like looking down on me. So it won't work on this table. It won't work outside either. But the thing is it expands to like 3 feet, okay? So to like in the backyard, upstairs in the bedroom, if I'm like showing stuff on the bed, like bedding or folding something or whatever, it would be great for that. So I'm gonna keep it, and then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna buy another tripod. But then after that, so I did the video showing my tripod. Anyway, I ended up filming videos on all of my channels today. Yay! And I felt great. I had so much fun doing them. It just was such a great day. Today has just been such a great day. But yeah, so I'll tell you what I filmed right here. Okay, hold on a second. I'll tell you what I filmed right here. So I filmed drama video. Okay, lessons we learned from influencers. I did a Peterisms video about goals for 2025. I did a review video of the Patachoux orange bread because we didn't want that to go bad. And then I did the Peter Does Stuff video about my new tripod. And then I did a Peter Watches TV video about La Palma. And then I did my booktube video about my Goodreads goal for 2025. Very productive day today. Was very productive today. Had a good day. And yeah, so that's been kind of it. Oh, I talked about this earlier. So I made this coffee. This is my first cup. I'm like so afraid to show it. This is my first cup of coffee for the day. That I've been sipping for a while now. And this is this recovery cup that somebody sent me a long time ago. And the coffee is hazelnut. Which when I pulled it out of the drawer, so hazelnut is not my favorite. It's one of the Aldi Advent Calendar Christmas coffees that I'm trying to work my way through. But I was like, oh, this is my mom's coffee because my mom loved hazelnut coffee. So, yeah, it's been a good day. It's been a real good day. I don't know. It feels so weird to me. I have no idea if it was me just relaxing last night and taking care of myself. I have no idea. I mean, it's nothing different with like vitamins or anything like that. It's not anything physiologically different that I did in the last 24 hours that would have made me wake up today and not feel shaky. I don't know what it is. I don't feel like I'm necessarily... I think it's interesting too, because like I had things I wanted to talk about in therapy today related to this. I wanted to talk about not like feeling myself lately and really struggling with booze grief and stuff like that. And so you would think that that would almost make it like harder for me to like wake up today, that I wouldn't have felt great. But I felt good today. I felt really, really good. I have no idea. And so, you know, then I'm like in my head and I'm trying to figure it all out. And I'm like, well, is this like where the doctor said it will take like, I think he said like 4 to 6 weeks, 2 to 3 months. Because I can remember when he said it to me, I was like, okay, that's 2 completely different time periods. But anyway, I mean, we're coming up now. on about the month period of it. I mean, it's just one day. You know, I could lay down and take a nap tonight, and I could wake up from my nap and feel completely shaky. So I don't know. We'll see. But I feel like it's progress for me, and it makes me happy that today I woke up and I feel good, you know? And it gives me hope. It gives me hope about it. I kind of resigned myself to the fact that, and I'm totally not against any until like, you know, anti-anxiety medication like that. I'm like, obviously I'm not going to get on anything like habit forming, like Klonopin or anything like that. I mean, I know people in recovery that are on those things and they have to be medicated. Yes, absolutely. But there's also a lot of like low grade, non-habit forming anxiety medications to start on that I was kind of like at the point where I was like, okay, I've got to get on something because this is like, I'm just not doing well. But today gave me a little bit of hope. I'm not resistant to that at all. You know, if it'll help, I'm totally down with it. But also, most of those medications take 4 to 6 weeks to start really working anyway in your system, you know? So, I mean, they have to like kind of like build up in your system. So it's not like it's going to like, I'm going to take it and then tomorrow it's going to be fixed. I mean, it's not like a Valium or, you know, something like that. It's not like that's not how it works. But I was kind of like resigned to the fact that I was like, okay, I need to like go back in and see my doctor and be like, okay, something's got to change because I can't continue to survive like this. I just can't. Like, it's a real struggle every single day. It really is. And I will say this about whether this is situational anxiety or whether I just now have generalized anxiety. I feel like I have known so many people in my life that have had anxiety, like generalized anxiety disorder, and that have talked to me bits and pieces about the physicality of it. It's not, I will say this, it's not just the shaking about that. Like the shaking, my nose is driving me crazy. The shaking is bad from a physical point of view, okay? But it's not just that. It's that I don't really even know words to explain it. I just like, there'll be days I just am like, I'm not doing okay today. Like I feel, like I think we relate anxiety to like nervousness. It's not that I feel nervous. I don't really know how to, it's like, it doesn't feel like what my therapist and doctor have described to me as like depression or what I know of depression, right? It's kind of like this overwhelming, I don't know, it's just like this constant kind of like dread. And it's like, for me, the way it works is I see myself and I know that like, it's like I'm walking in a rainstorm, okay? It's almost kind of like I'm doing a commercial for like one of these medications, but it's like I'm walking in a rainstorm and it's like I can see like a tropical beach and I know I want to be on that tropical beach. I just don't know how to get there. Like I just don't know how to get there. I just cannot get out of this funk. I don't know how to get out of this funk, you know? And it's like, and I listen to what people say and it's like I take a walk and the walk helps for a little bit. Or, like, I film the videos, and while I'm filming videos, I don't feel that way, you know? I mean, while I'm talking on my vlogs, sometimes I do, but not really. It kind of gets me out of myself and makes me feel better, but definitely my other videos, you know? It helps me a lot. But then, and I even thought the other day, this is going to sound crazy, but I go through my head constantly thinking of things. I thought, you know, maybe part of it is, you know, like having pets is really supposed to help with depression and anxiety. And I was like, I wonder if this was something that existed before. And now that Boo is not here, that it's like, now it's starting to happen. Because I almost kind of find myself like, I mean, okay, I just want to do a little thing where you can hear this clock in the background. But like, I'm starting to get used to, like okay, I feel like I can't say anything with certainty. Like yesterday I said like it's getting better, like me being alone. But then there are days that it gets better and there are days that are not. Today was fine because I was so busy, right? But there are moments, like last night, I like missed the shit out of Boo. I like went upstairs and like, there was a point when I walked upstairs, Alex was asleep, and I thought, I used to check on him at night, you know, when he would be like asking if he needed to go outside, go potty and stuff like that. And it's like, this house is like so quiet. This is what this is like all day long. It's really quiet. And so unless I'm playing music or I have the TV on, which I hardly ever turn the TV on anymore because I always watch TV on my iPad, it's quiet. It's really quiet. I mean, I have like music that I look up while I'm like sitting here at the computer. I think I've listened to like every Taylor Swift song that she did live on the Eras tour because there's all the videos up online. I've listened to her do like, you know, mixes of this into that and whatever. I was listening to Jennifer Hudson singing something the other day. I mean, I've listened to so many people on like live versions of their songs. When I sit here, it's just real quiet. You know, before, and I know it's like, well, how loud was Boo? Well, when Boo was over there on the bed and he was messing around, you know, or he could like stand on top of the stairs, when I was done with the video, it wasn't just me being like, you know, I'd be like, hey, Boo, you want to go potty outside? And I take him outside. I mean, it even makes me sad kind of saying that. And I take him outside, then my neighbor would be standing out there and I talk to her. I don't go outside like I used to go outside when Boo Radley was here. I mean, there's some days that like, I mean, I think today I only walked outside to like go get the packages off the front porch. You know? I mean, when it's warm, I do, like, or I will. When it's warmer, I'll go outside. But I don't go outside, you know? And I know I need to. And I, like, when I take my walks, I obviously go outside and stuff like that. But, like, I don't know. It's just hard. It's just really, really hard. And I think that, like, right now, I'm just finding my grounding. And I think the last couple days, I think part of what happened when I went to the wedding was this. I was really excited about staying downtown in a hotel room. Y'all know I love hotels, okay? And I was really excited about staying in a hotel room downtown with Alex and all that kind of stuff. And, but then that brought up stuff about plans that we had made with Boo to like have a hotel downtown. And so I was like kind of in my head about that. And I just was like in my head a lot about like looking back on the past year and stuff that had happened. And I kind of just couldn't get out of my head. And I was almost kind of to the point where I was resigned to the fact that like, this isn't gonna get any better. Like, I want it to get better. I think that might be the other misconception, I think, with a lot of people that have like mental health issues, is that, you know, until I started like working on the OCD, you know, it's like, I met a lot of people, okay, that like don't really want to, I mean, I talk a lot about the people that like get sober, or however they get sober, stay sober, people I've known for long. I know a lot of people that will look straight at you and be like, I don't want to get sober. I don't at all, you know? And so they just don't. They don't want to get sober, you know? Or they'll be like, yeah, I've been sober for a while, but I've been smoking pot, and like, I just don't want to do this thing anymore, and I think I'm going to go back out and start drinking again, whatever. I mean, I met a lot of people. So I think like there's this misconception in the world that people that have mental health issues use it as a crutch or excuse, or that they don't want to get better, okay? Just trust me. When you're going through the madness of whatever it is you're suffering, for me, it's been OCD, PTSD, you know, social anxiety, you know, whatever. It's like you want any feeling that is the furthest in the world from what you're feeling. Like, you do not want to feel in that. You're suffering more than anybody else that thinks you're using it as an excuse. So trust me, you do not want to be in that. It's like when I was saying that you feel like you're walking through a rainstorm and you can see 5 feet away a tropical beach, and you want to be sitting on that tropical beach, but you don't know how to get those 5 feet. You have no clue. It makes no sense to you. And people can say things to you all the time. And it's like, and you know that people are just trying to be helpful, but people will say, you should go take a walk. Because yeah, like, because the walk's going to take it all away for me, right? It's going to take away the grief. It's going to take away Boo Radley being gone. It's going to take away the quiet of the house. No, but it might help a little bit. You're right. It might help a little bit. And you try enough of those things, and then you realize it's a real struggle to get through some of this stuff. My OCD was no fucking joke. I'm just going to cuss on here. It was no fucking joke to work through that stuff. No joke. I mean, I don't even know, like, at that time, how I was, like, filming videos regularly and stuff. I mean, it was all day, every day that I was working it out. I mean, I was working through that stuff every single day. Every single day. And it's still there. Just isn't there as prevalent as it was before. Most of my rituals are gone. They're still there. They're just not active. You know, that was hard. So I think there's a misconception that people that have mental health stuff going on, that they don't want to get better. I mean, if I didn't want to get better, I wouldn't be consulting doctors, being in therapy, having, you know, sponsors. I mean, I wouldn't be doing any of that, you know? And I think I see a lot of people out there that are in very similar situations. It's like, just tell me what you want me to do. And even when you do the things that people tell you to do, professionals tell you to do, sometimes that doesn't even work. You know? And then it's just, you get to a point where you just realize this is the circumstances of what I'm going to be living with. I think on New Year's Eve, that was the point that I had gotten to. And it wasn't about the shaking, and it wasn't about the physicality of it all, and it wasn't about just Boo Radley, and it wasn't about all this. It just was like, I think this is just going to be like how I'm going to have to live. And how am I going to get to the point where I'm really excited about a hotel room with my husband, and I'm really excited about doing this and doing that, because I'm not excited. And I don't know, I'm excited to be with my husband, but like, I'm not excited about a hotel room anymore than I am about sitting at home. You know, I don't know, like, and I just couldn't get I couldn't get into it, you know? And so I was like, I don't know if this is making sense to anybody. Yet again, another vlog that I feel like is not making sense. I'll probably stop it and be like, Peter, you shouldn't post it, but you got no other vlogs, so I guess you're gonna post it. But you know, and it's like, Alex is so sweet through the whole thing. Like, when we were in the hotel room, I mean, he knew. He could just tell that I was like, I mean, I was so excited about being in a hotel room, you know, all this kind of stuff. And it just was like, I don't know. So then yesterday, I shared it on here. And you guys, like I said, were so sweet. And then last night, I took care of myself and did what I felt like I needed to do. And today, I woke up. And today is the first day in a very long time that I have a little bit of hope, you know? Like, Alex came home tonight before he went to dinner. He, like, came home and whatever, and we were talking. He's like, you're different today. I was like, I feel good today. He was like, oh, babe, that makes me so happy. I was like, I do. I said, I feel like I have some hope today, you know? Today's, and I don't know, tomorrow I might wake up and I might be full of the shakes, and I might not feel great again. But I have hope today. I have a little bit of hope that maybe I can figure all this out and do what I need to do, you know? And that maybe there's some, like, I don't know, sunlight at the end of all this. I think that's a big misconception, is that people think that they use it as a crutch and they don't want to get better. Who would ever use this as a crutch? I can't ever imagine wanting to feel this way, wanting to always feel on the outside looking in, or that I don't fit in, or that I'm coming out of my skin, or, you know, why would anybody wish that, you know? It's like when people call being gay a lifestyle choice. Seriously? Why? So that you could have people, like, all your entire life put you down for a choice that you made that you benefit off. What do you benefit off of? Like, that doesn't make any sense when people say that to me. I'm like, you maybe need to think that through a little bit, you know? And I think the one thing I realized today was, because I was like, I'm just going to vlog today. And then I was like, because I felt so good from the comments and stuff last night. And then I was like, what a cool space this is over here that I have, that you guys are just so awesome and warm and welcoming, you know? And I think, like, I don't know, I really, really appreciate it, you know? It's like, I think everything I've gone through just gives me a better appreciation for what other people go through too. It's like when I had pancreatitis, you know, I think that chronic illness is very similar in some way. I mean, not, but I think the way that it's perceived by people that don't understand it is sometimes similar. Mental health is to chronic health, chronic physical health. It's like, I see people all the time that have chronic physical health issues, and people be like, yeah, well, I think that they're kind of like, you know, like, they're not trying as hard as, like, who would stay in that state, you know, of pain all the time? I feel for anybody out there that has chronic pain, you know? I mean, I literally went through 3 or 4 weeks of pretty bad pain, but that's nothing of living years on years on years on top of it, and then having people think that you have a choice over it, you know? I mean, it's like, give me a break. Give us solutions and we'll fix it, you know? I mean, I don't know. It's just, I think it's scary to me too, also being in recovery, because I've seen so many people go back out because of, like, you know, I mean, there's a lot of addictive anxiety medication, not low level, I'm not talking about that, but like Klonopin, Xanax, Valium, Ativan. I mean, those are highly addictive substances. Those are substances I cannot take. And so then you have people that have chronic, pain that are on like oxycodone, Oxycontin, and things like that, which is highly addicting, And so it's like, okay, fine. You try 6 of one, half dozen for the other. It's like, what do? It's like, I don't think people want to be hooked on stuff necessarily, and that's where I talk a lot about like, medical driven addiction and things like that. I don't think people necessarily want to get hooked on it, but what's the alternative? You live in pain for the rest of your life? So today I woke up and I'm feeling very grateful. I'm feeling very grateful that at least just for one day, I have some hope. And I can build on that. I'm anybody that can build on a day, I built 30 years on a day. That's the truth. I built 30 years sober on one day sober, 1 hour sober, 1 minute sober, and so can you. And so this gives me something to grow on, And I'm so thankful that I have a place that I can come over here and share what's going on with me. So hopefully tomorrow I can come back over here and just talk about TV shows. And then y'all can go back to complaining about how much I talk about TV shows. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, no, I'm grateful that I have a place to talk about this over here. It's, number one, it feels safe. It feels loving. And it's just cool. It just really is, And, yeah, and like I said, I'll probably get done with this one, and then I'll be like I felt yesterday, like, maybe I should have said all that stuff. People are gonna be like, oh, what's going on? I am like very aware also that people, I think, you that watch my vlog don't necessarily want to come over here every single day and hear the woes of Peter Monn's life that also has a very privileged life, like I'm fully aware that I have a very amazing, wonderful life. I'm grateful for all of that. That doesn't mean that I'm not dealing with some shit in my life, and I'm extremely grateful for the things that I have and excited about things that are coming up. And that doesn't mean that I'm not going to at times talk about stuff, but I also don't want this vlog to turn into me every single day talking about the woes of Peter Monn's life. I don't think that's fun for anybody to watch and listen to, What I would hope to be is empowering to other people to share what I'm going through, like I have my recovery journey, that hopefully, and I can see this for myself, that one day in the future, whether it's, medically derived or whether it's through therapy or whether it just comes naturally, that I'll be looking back and being like, you know what, I made it through that really hard time of my life when I was suffering so hard, but I made it through and I'm on the other side now. And this is what I learned from that experience, of going through that. I hope that one day that I'll be able to look back, and I think that will happen. I think I will be able to look back one day and be like, wow, like, you went through this, like, really shit period, but look at where you're at now, And that's how I've tried to get through all things in my life. So, all right, well, I'm going to get off here now, and I am going to start rendering this vlog and get it up, so hopefully I can get it up before midnight. But thank you guys for listening to me again, ramble on about all of this. I don't even know what I talked about today. These are the kind of vlogs that I feel like nobody's going to be interested in, and then I say it, and people are like, oh my god, I love this vlog. So if you loved it, thank you, I appreciate it. If you didn't, I'm sorry, and I'll try to, I don't know, well, I'll do a little bit more of a lighthearted vlog tomorrow. I don't know. My vlog has always just been what's going on in my life that day. So, yeah. And then the snowstorm this weekend. Oh my god, the snowstorm this weekend. Excited about that. So, but everybody be safe during this snowstorm. I'm excited because, hell, I don't go nowhere. You know what I mean? So I can just like open the windows and look at it snowing outside, be like, snow day! But yeah, but stay safe if the snow's coming your way. I mean, if it's coming to Indiana, then it's coming from, Illinois and everywhere before us too. So be safe. And thank you guys again for listening to me today. You guys are helping me more than you know. And, yeah, so things are good. Got therapy. So we were supposed to have marriage counseling tomorrow. We don't have it now because he's still sick. So, got that rescheduled, got my therapy session rescheduled, and got TV shows to watch. I mean, it's getting kind of late now. I probably won't take a nap tonight, but Peter not take a nap? What is going on in the world? Or maybe I will. It just depends on how fast it takes me to get all this vlog up. And I can't get this vlog up if I'm still talking, so I got to get off here. So I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Thursday. Happy January 2nd. Oh my god, this is the 2nd of January already. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!